and guardians, distinguished dignitaries, faculty members, staff members, and student representatives to the Induction Program 2026 IIT Kharagpur.
Today marks the beginning of an important new journey. For our students, it is the start of an academic chapter filled with learning, research, innovation, new friendships, challenges, and opportunities. On behalf of IIT Kharagpur, we extend a warm welcome to all of you to the Institute family.
I'm Nilanjan.
And I'm Hiteshri. It is our honor and privilege to host the inaugural session of the Induction Program 2026.
To formally begin the program, we respectfully invite our dignitaries and institute functionaries to take their seats on the dais. We invite Professor Devarko Chakraborty, Chairperson of the Induction Program 2026, to kindly take his seat on the dais. Now we request our student volunteers to kindly welcome the Chairperson of the Induction Program 2026, Professor Devarko Chakraborty, with a bouquet.
We respectfully invite Professor Indraini Sen and Professor Arun Singh, co-chairpersons of the Induction Program 2026, to kindly take their seats on the dais. Now, we request our student volunteers to kindly welcome the co-chairpersons of the Induction Program 2026, Professor Indraini Sen and Professor Arun Singh, with a bouquet. We invite Professor Shailendra Kumar Vasne, Dean of Student Affairs, to kindly join the dais. Now we request our student volunteers to kindly welcome Professor Shailendra Kumar Vasne, Dean of Student Affairs, with a bouquet.
We respectfully invite Professor Arun Chakravarty, Dean of Student Wellbeing, to kindly take his seat on the dais. Now we request our student volunteers to kindly welcome Professor Arun Chakravarty, Dean of Student Wellbeing, with a bouquet.
We respectfully invite Professor Kamal Lochan Panigrahi, Dean of Administration, to kindly take his seat on the dais. Now, we request our student volunteers to kindly welcome Professor Kamal Lochan Panigrahi, Dean of Administration, with a bouquet.
We respectfully invite Professor Rintu Banerjee, Deputy Director, IIT Kharagpur, to kindly take her seat on the dais. Now we request our student volunteers to kindly welcome Professor Rintu Banerjee, Deputy Director, IIT Kharagpur, with a bouquet. We also invite on stage Mr. Rajas Sangekar, Vice President, Technology Students Gymkhana, IIT Kharagpur, representing the student body. Now we request our student volunteers to kindly welcome Mr. Rajas Sangekar with a bouquet. Now we request Professor Devarko Chakravorty, Chairperson of the Induction Program 2026, to felicitate all the dignitaries with an uttoryo. Now we request Professor Nikita Devangan and Professor Shreya Banerjee to felicitate chair and co-chair with an uttoryo.
May we request everyone present to welcome our respected dignitaries with a warm and generous round of applause. We are deeply honored by the presence of our distinguished dignitaries. Their leadership and guidance continue to shape IIT Kharagpur's commitment to academic excellence, research, innovation, student welfare, and service to society.
With the dignitaries now seated on the dais, we are ready to formally commence the inaugural session of the Induction Program 2026.
The lighting of the ceremonial lamp symbolizes the removal of darkness and the beginning of a journey towards knowledge, wisdom, and enlightenment.
We respectfully request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly proceed for the ceremonial lighting of the lamp.
May we also request everyone to remain seated and maintain silence during the lighting of the lamp.
Namaskar. Every new journey might not begin with certainty, but with an intention. It is like planting a seed into the earth. Today, we are attempting to invoke this seed of wisdom, humility, and peace through our presentation.
सह ना भवतु सह नो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्वी नावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै
शांति शांति शांति. There is a saying, I am because we are, and because we are, therefore I am.
Learning also finds its fullest meaning when it is shared. And that's how the Guru Shishya Parampara finds its true significance. May our many voices discover a common purpose and our diverse paths move forward together.
Sangachadvam sambadadvam sangvo manangsi janatam. Sangachadvam sambadadvam sangvo manangsi janatam. Samano mantra samiti samani. Samano mantra samiti samani. Samanam manasahajita mesham. Sangajadvam sambadadvam sangvo manangsi janatam. Samaniva akuti samana hridayaniva. Samaniva akuti samana hridayaniva. Samanamastu vo mano yathava susahasati. Sangachadvam sambadadvam sangvo manangsi janatam.
And when minds unite, may they be filled not only with knowledge, but also with light, with compassion, truth, groundedness, and the serenity of new beginnings.
Anundoloke mongolaloke birajo shotto sundaro
মহিমা তব উদ্ভাসিত মহাগগন মাঝে মহিমা তব উদ্ভাসিত মহাগগন মাঝে বিশ্বজগৎ মণিভূষণ বেষ্টিত চরণে আনন্দ লোকে মঙ্গলালোকে বিরাজ সত্য সুন্দর।
May this spirit of learning, togetherness, and hope guide every step of the journey that begins today, that begins now.
Welcome to IIT Kharagpur.
Thank you to our respected dignitaries and the students for the Vandana. May this light guide our new students throughout their academic and personal journey at IIT Kharagpur. We are now privileged to be joined virtually by the director of IIT Kharagpur, Professor Suman Chakravarti. Although Sir is unable to be physically present with us due to pressing institute responsibilities, he has graciously joined the program online to welcome and address the newly admitted postgraduate and the doctoral students and their parents. Under Professor Chakravarti's leadership, IIT Kharagpur continues to advance its commitment to excellence in education, research, innovation, entrepreneurship, and service to society.
Sir, it is our honor to have you with us virtually. We respectfully invite you to address the gathering and share your words of guidance with the newest members of the IIT Kharagpur family.
Good morning. Welcome to the frontiers, and you are entering a history. A very warm welcome to all our new masters and PhD students. And today you become the members of IIT Kharagpur family. My heartiest congratulations on earning your place here. Each one of you has traveled a unique journey of perseverance, discipline, sacrifice, and intellectual curiosity to reach this moment. Thousands, even more, perhaps aspire to be here, but only a select few have earned the privilege of joining one of the world's most respected institutions of higher learning. All of you are from different parts of India, and some from other parts of the world, from diverse academic backgrounds, diverse life experiences. But from today, you share a common identity, a common purpose. You are now the part of IIT Kharagpur. Your arrival coincides with an extraordinary moment in the history of the institution. As you must be aware, this year IIT Kharagpur is celebrating the Platinum Jubilee, marking 75 years of a remarkable journey that began on the historic grounds of Hijli. What was once a symbol of India's struggle for freedom then became the birthplace of independent India's technological renaissance. And today, you inherit that extraordinary legacy. But let me tell you something equally clear. You are not just inheriting the legacy of the past of IIT Kharagpur. You are all here to define a new chapter of this great institution. Our aspiration, which we want to share with all of you, is to transform the institution from India's first IIT to India's most consequential academic institution. Why consequential? Universities have traditionally measured themselves by rankings, publications, placements, reputations, which are all important indicators of excellence. But the true measure of a university lies in the consequences it creates for the society and for the community. It lies in how innovations grow in the labs, how startups grow from ideas, and how the policies that are shaped by the scholars, and how the communities get empowered through these interventions. And most imperatively, how the lives are transformed by the academic and research endeavors. As you are beginning this new chapter, many of you may be naturally asking what IIT Kharagpur will offer you during your study here. We are deeply committed to provide you increasingly outstanding faculty, world-class labs, intellectually vibrant environment, opportunities for international exposure, cutting-edge research facilities, and a platform from where you can build your future. But that's not all. Today, I would like to leave you with a different question. What difficult scientific question you will try to answer during your stay that nobody has answered before? What technology will emerge from your efforts? What new theory will bear your intellectual signature? What patient will benefit from your innovation if you are working in the medical domain? What village will become healthier because of your work? What industry will become more sustainable because of your ideas? What challenge that impact the humanity today will be much eased out because you choose to dedicate your intellect to solve such problems? These are very decisive and important questions that should define your journey at IIT Kharagpur. At the same time, all of you would be aware that the world you are entering is unlike any experience before. Never before has humanity possessed so much knowledge, such powerful computational capabilities, unprecedented access to data and opportunities of analyzing data with extraordinary scientific tools. AI is transforming the way we discover, analyze, and create. Quantum technologies, biotechnologies, space technologies, all are opening new frontiers of exploration. But with all these, we are having very typical tough challenges of a scale and complexity which we have never witnessed, be it climate challenge, sustainability, water security, affordable health care, antibiotic resistance, resilient infrastructure, food security, cyber security, intelligent manufacturing, inclusive development. These are no longer just isolated problems of one discipline, but they need an interconnected approach where perhaps many of you who are from different departments, different academic units, if you can combine and work together, I am sure some very promising outcome will come. This place, IIT Kharagpur, also brings in an extraordinary responsibility on each one of you. You have come through competitive exams, be GATE, JAM, or institute exams, where your knowledge in certain super specialized domains stood out to be outstanding. But the most impactful problem solutions of this century will not emerge only from such isolated silos. They will emerge at the intersections of many different subjects, such as engineering, medicine, AI, biology, materials and sustainability, data science, public policy, physics, agriculture, and many other subjects like economics, social sciences, and so on. What I would urge upon that please utilize this platform of IIT Kharagpur to have a philosophical shift in your thought process of learning. Try to go beyond just publishing some articles or papers to solving grand challenges. From just excellence in your department to convergent excellence. That means excellence that connects many aspects to solve real life problems. And from academic silos to such mission-driven ecosystems. What I can promise you is that at IIT Kharagpur, if you are interested to take up such journey, we are going to provide you with the greatest of the opportunities and resources. And because of such new perspectives redefine needs from a master student or a PhD scholar. We have undertaken a comprehensive reimagination of our postgraduate education and research ecosystem. Significantly different as compared to what it was even a couple of years back. One of the first principles that has guided this transformation is flexibility. Each one of you is different. Scientific creativity cannot flourish within rigid administrative framework. So, we have tried to minimize unnecessary procedural constraints. We have tried to open up the rolling admissions, not just per se in name, but also in action. I am sure quite a few of you have taken the privilege of joining the institute in the PhD program by virtue of such rolling admission. And your next batch is going to come again soon. We have enabled our departments to identify such talent throughout the year. Please tell your friends who are aspiring to join the IIT research ecosystem that they don't have to wait for just 2 opportunities in the year. We no more have any fixed admission cycle. Coursework is becoming increasingly personalized, allowing each one of you to build an intellectual foundation that reflects the needs of their research rather than conforming to a uniform template. You can definitely work on problems where your domain connects with any other academic unit or research unit, and that will be encouraged rather than stopped. At the same time, be aware of one thing. Moving ahead with the journey of research, and when we say research, we have to imagine that a high quality research will not have a definite answer of a textbook problem. So it may not be a straight road. In fact, most good research does not initially follow a straight road. They will encounter uncertainty, some momentary setbacks, which might create a situation that you will be doubting yourself. And believe it or not, for people like us, we also faced similar scenarios. But you have to imagine that when you come out of such situations, and every research scholar, every student who is in pursuit of new knowledge will inevitably come out of it, because research doesn't have a strict problem definition. You will come out of it with all flying colors, just as what every good researcher has done in the past. But we need to support you more. So to do that, we have introduced greater flexibility in comprehensive exams that PhD students have to undertake. We have introduced fast evaluation mechanisms for the thesis, so that you don't have to wait along after you complete your thesis work. be master's thesis, for which the time is really very short before we evaluate and come to a final conclusion, even for PhD thesis. We have at the same time introduced many more opportunities to our research scholars. For example, you can avail the startup grants for building up technology based enterprises. You can avail some of the scholarships or financial supports to go abroad and be there as interns or as visiting researchers in some of the best research units and industrial units in the world. This altogether is a different type of vibrant ecosystem that I would like you to avail. For the PhD students, we have taken very specific measures to introduce flexibility at every single level. And with that flexibility, we have also enhanced academic empowerment. We have also introduced different verticals in which you may want to grow. And one such vertical, which all of you have possibly heard, is innovation and product centric PhD. A new direction in which the outcome or the success of your PhD will not just be measured by the publication, but also the intellectual property, development of prototypes, products, technology validation, technology translation and their deployment, be in the society, be in the industry. All these will be duly recognized. Not only that, we want these aspects to blossom in the same way as the traditional PhD research. For that, we are building a patent-aware, innovation-first culture. All the work that you will be doing for your postgraduate thesis, master's or PhD, we will have an intellectual property scanning. That means, in simple terms, we will try to find out whether we can file a patent based on what you are doing or a copyright. And in many cases, what I have found, that students may be unaware of that potential. Even sometimes teachers are also unaware of that potential. But we want to unleash that potential. Not only unleash that, institute will fully fund for such endeavor. And wherever it is very promising, it goes much beyond just filing a patent, and we find a definite promise for commercial product or socially deployable product. We will support from the lab to the market. Because the fundamental question that we want all of you to ask, not that can this work constitute a good thesis or a good paper. But even going beyond that, can it transform some lives in a positive way? And this innovation and research-centric perspective aligns well with the vision of National Education Policy 2020. Of course, we are honored to comply to the policy, but we want to go just beyond simple compliance. We want all of you to be instrumental in demonstrating how a research-intensive framework, be master's education or PhD education, can translate the aspirants into a living academic culture that prepares scholars not just for careers, but for leadership in science, technology, innovation, and nation building. At the same time, if we divert our attention not just on how you would grow as professionals, but how would you grow as individuals? You are coming from different places, different backgrounds, and it is quite likely that you may have elements of fear, anxiety, isolation at occasions. But please do remember that we are always with you, and our support is there to build up you as a complete individual and not just someone who get good grades in exams. We are trying our best to create better systems that can recognize some challenges that can come to any one of you. And please do remember that challenge doesn't mean some grade in an exam. You may have personal challenges, you may have medical challenges, you may have family challenges. We would all try our best. If that is somehow known to us, either you approach with full faith, trust and confidence to our expanding counseling system under the SETU framework. We will not simply stop by identifying your distress, but we will make sure that we are proactive and we engage continuously with you so that every such challenge brings in a rapid recovery and a rebuilding and a significantly more positive phase. As I told you, that we have all experienced in our own student lives, that every student encounters periods of uncertainty, disappointment, and self-doubt. But please be rest assured that our mentors, counselors, your teachers, faculty advisors, the wardens, assistant wardens, and any teacher whom you would be knowing better than others, and every student would have more access to certain teachers. Make use of that connect. Try to utilize the kind of opportunity that you have rather than being in the world of imaginary struggle. All of you must remember that getting into a premier IIT like IIT Kharagpur is by itself so much privilege and so much special that makes half of your career even before you finish your target study course program or research program within the institute. That being said, I want all of you to traverse the extremely important, and I believe that rewarding journey as the institute progresses towards fulfilling the aspirations of Viksit Bharat 2047. With this in mind, we have embarked upon a comprehensive transformation in our innovation ecosystem. If you want to have your own startup, we have several units connected with the institute where you can nurture your entrepreneurial efforts. You will find that the environment that you will get, the ecosystem that you get at IIT Kharagpur will increasingly encourage your collaboration with industry. We now have compulsory internship for master students, and also we encourage the PhD students to spend time at outside organizations or labs and gain experience out of that. We encourage you to be parts of multidisciplinary project teams, and therefore I would urge you to think beyond just the objectives of getting a degree out of a very traditional mind as you work on your coursework or your thesis. Let me assure you that as you move forward in this way, IIT Kharagpur will always stand firmly beside you. And not just in words, we would support in every aspect where you want to develop, be sports, be culture, be technology, be leadership. We want each one of you to excel in different wings. We do not want all of you to be fitted in one single straight jacket. We want all of you to leave IIT Kharagpur not just with a degree, but with a confidence to lead. Remember that in the AI era, when answers to the standard questions can be readily obtained from generative AI, it is not the content, but the ability to learn new things, unlearn old things, and again relearn and go through this cycle. The ability to ask the right questions, most appropriate questions. These are the things that I believe through your studies you will get enough of opportunity to nurture. We have made your coursework much more flexible in a way that you will surely have chances of taking courses from different academic units and not enforced to take courses beyond the core courses which define your discipline. For the PhD students, I assure you, from the highest authoritative level of the institute, that you will not be assigned any supervisor with whom you have strong reservations to work with, not for any personal reason, but for the reason of your choice of working on research topics. If that be the case, and if alternative arrangements are available, there is by no means in which a research supervisor will be forced on you to work with. If you find that that is happening, kindly get back to the administration, because we want that you blossom based on your own interests, your own talents, and your own preferences of working on topics, rather than something which is imposed on you. And this flexibility, this inclusivity is, I think, one of the greatest strengths and one of the greatest gifts that from our administrative system we are going to offer you over the period in which you will be around. And in this way, I would also encourage you to make the fullest use of the diversity of the institute in all respects. In one single campus, you have doctors, engineers, architects, lawyers, economists, designers, management professionals, and social scientists. Not so easy to get such width and depth together on a single IIT campus. Some of your most important collaborations you will recognize may not emerge from your own department or lab, but possibly a casual conversation in the corridor of your hostel, or some student activity center, food court, or just over a cup of tea in the tea coffee stall. Innovation often begins where different ways of thinking intersect. You need to also remember that unlike the junior classes where you had a different type of competition, research is not a race against one another. It's a collective journey towards uncovering the truth. Your peers are not just your competitors, they are your future collaborators and possibly persons with whom you can traverse lifelong professional journey. Celebrate each other's success. Learn from one another's strengths and create a culture where excellence is shared rather than guarded. Never lose sight of why you choose to work in a particular field. There will be days when your experiments may not work, your simulations refuse to converge, but then that's the fun of research. This transformed the researchers to different personalities. They can embrace failure, but then at the end, they emerge as victorians. To ensure that some of you who have strived very hard and done exceptionally well in the entrance exams We recognize your effort, we recognize your sincerity, we recognize your dedication through Director's Platinum Jubilee Fellowship. Initially, we started with some top rankers in GATE and JAM exam, and within the next few days, the ones among you who have qualified for these will get the good news from the institute for the enhanced fellowship. But remember one thing, we are not going to count just on an entrance exam rank, and we are trying to create different awards, different recognitions at every stage as you progress. Maybe if you publish a top research paper, if you develop a technology that progresses towards real life implementation, you will definitely be awarded just in the same way. Every great institution has defining generations, and you are so lucky that you are our Platinum Jubilee generation, and you are the people who will define what the institution will become over the next several years, maybe the next 25 years at least. That responsibility rests on your shoulders. As sincere researchers or students, you will definitely be absorbed by your studies, but never lose sight of the larger purpose of your work. Every little bit of achievement that you have in academics and research must have the potential to enrich human knowledge and to improve human life. Never underestimate the influence that a single researcher can have. A single, maybe simple scientific idea may have the power to transform an industry. A single innovation can create entirely new economic opportunities. And it usually begins with one curious mind asking a question that nobody else had the courage to ask. So never lose that child, the curious child that is within yourself. If you continue to be inquisitive, perhaps I can feel happy to at least think that some of the next impactful solutions in science, technology, and any other aspects of education will emerge from some of you who are currently sitting in this hall. As the director of this great institution, I cannot assure you excellent grades in all exams. But I can assure you one thing. We shall continue to challenge conventions, remove barriers, strengthen our academic ecosystem, expand global partnerships, nurture innovation, and create opportunities that enable you to realize your fullest potential. As you begin your journey today, I invite you to think yourselves not just a master student or a PhD student, but custodians of IIT Kharagpur 2.0. Every institution has two missions. The first, to educate, and the second, to create the future. The next phase of your journey, therefore, will not just be defined by the numbers of classrooms that we build for you or the rankings that are achieved. It will be defined by the quality of research, the quality of knowledge that emerges from this campus, of which you will become the architects. And therefore, the future lies deeply on the outcome of what you become from here. I know that students would aspire to join the major IITs because of job. But think yourself as someone not just seeking jobs, but for creating employments, not job seekers, but job creators, and then nation builders. A job seeker will ask, where will I work? A job creator will ask, what can I build? So job creator is a perspective. It doesn't mean that you will not be in a service. You may be in a service, you may have a startup. But the fundamental question that you will ask is, what can I build? And then comes the perspective of a nation builder. What problem of my country or humanity at large that I can solve? And that evolution would capture the purpose of your stay at IIT Kharagpur. This is where we are trying to transform the mindset, the culture of our postgraduate and research ecosystem. This is why we are building an innovation-driven research culture. We are encouraging patents, we are encouraging products along with publication, startups along with scholastic outcomes, and societal impact alongside scientific excellence. Over the initial periods of IIT system, the glamorous study was the BTech education. I can convincingly tell you that the balance has progressively shifted to the students who take part in research, because that is where the real intellectual prosperity gets its fruit. And therefore, to me, you are the most important students who are going to define the future of IIT Kharagpur. When you graduate from the institute, I hope people will not remember you simply as someone who earned a master's degree or a PhD. I hope they will remember you as someone who created knowledge, generated opportunities, inspired others, and contributed to India's journey towards becoming a global knowledge and innovation center. And that is the vision of IIT Kharagpur 2.0 that I was talking about. And that future will not be built by any administrative reform, by any policy, or by any great infrastructure. It will be built by you, and you only. Thank you, and all the best for your stay and your success with your endeavors at IIT Kharagpur.
Thank you very much, Professor Chakraborty, for your inspiring and thought-provoking address.
Your words will encourage our new students to pursue academic excellence while remaining committed to integrity, innovation, social responsibility, and service to the nation.
We are grateful for your guidance and for extending such a warm welcome to incoming postgraduate and doctoral students.
An induction program is not merely an introduction to an institution. It is the first step towards understanding its academic culture, values, support systems, responsibilities, and opportunities.
To set the context of the Induction Program 2026 and introduce the institute functionaries, we respectfully invite Professor Devargo Chakraborty, Chairperson of the Induction Program 2026, to address the gathering.
May we welcome Professor with a warm round of applause.
Good morning, respected Director Sir, Deputy Director Madam, Dean Administration Sir, Dean Student Affairs Sir, Dean Student Wellbeing Sir, other respected Deans and Associate Deans, esteemed faculty members, Mr. Rajas, Vice President, Technology Student Gymkhana, staff members, and my dear postgraduate and doctoral students. It is my great pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to the Induction Program 2026 at the Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. On behalf of the Institute, I extend my warmest congratulations to each one of you for earning your place in one of India's premier institutions of higher learning. The Induction Program has been thoughtfully designed to familiarize you with the academic ecosystem, research facilities, student support services, campus resources, and many opportunities that await you. I encourage you to participate actively and build connections that will support you throughout your academic journey. Thank you, and I wish you all very best for the journey ahead. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Professor Chakraborty, for setting the context of the program and familiarizing the students and parents with the institute functionaries and purpose of the induction process.
We shall now have the honor of hearing from the Deputy Director of IIT Kharagpur.
We respectfully invite Professor Rintu Banerjee, Deputy Director, IIT Kharagpur, to address the newly admitted students and their parents.
May we welcome Professor Banerjee with a generous round of applause.
The dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, my dear colleagues, staff, and other members, my dear student representative Rajesh, and my newcomers of 2026 PG and PhD students. I wholeheartedly welcome you to our IIT fraternity. You have just now heard our director. He has told everything. And I think he has made my life very easy. I will not repeat what he has told. But the thing which I would like to tell you is that earlier, IIT was considered that it is the institution for the undergraduate studies. But with time, the concept has changed. And now you yourself can feel that IIT is also going for higher studies, higher learning. The postgraduate studies, PhD programs are equally important. And most important thing is that here, in this particular program, we are trying to nurture those students who are coming in the form of postgraduate or PhD, they have already completed their undergraduate studies. For the undergraduate program, what we are telling, they're jack of all, master of none. When they come for the postgraduate studies, we are telling what? That you are now getting specialization. So when that specialization is taking place, it is just like the form of a pyramid. Some refinement is taking place. And when this refinement is done, after post-graduation, when you are entering to the PhD program, it is the super fine tuning of your knowledge. And what I would like to tell you is that when you are going for this fine tuning of your career, it may happen that journey is not that smooth. Many a time you will be getting constrained. But my dear students, it is my sincere advice to all of you. You please think that when you are going for the specialization, obviously one terminology, what you have already heard, that innovation, innovative thoughts, innovation in your thinking process. What is new, creativity, those things comes into the picture. And when we are talking about this, you will find that this innovation is giving you a difficult time. But mind it, when one door is closed, 100 and 1,000 doors are getting opened. Don't get disheartened. You just think that maybe this particular work or this technique may not be suitable for this particular work. Let me try with some alternative avenues. And when we are going for this type of thinking process, you will be seeing that one after another you are reaching the goal. For the PhD students, I would like to tell you that you have already completed your master's and now you have come for the PhD degree. When you will be doing your work, you may think that, oh, my work is such an innovative new work, let me publish. When you will be sending it for publication, I don't know how many times your paper will be rejected. Don't get disheartened. I'm the one who did PhD here, and you will be wondering that my first paper got rejected 7 times. I was thinking that, oh my goodness, research is not meant for me. And I was feeling very much frustrated. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, in which way I'll be writing? And I went on exploring one after another technique. I used to come to the Central Library. I don't know whether you have already visited our Central Library or not. Have you? So if you have visited, you have seen that how big and how enriched our Central Library. Try to explore those possibilities and opportunities which are there. And then once my first paper got accepted, once after other, the paper started acceptance, and I have published 8 papers from my thesis work. And I'm just telling you that see, life is a big journey. And you have come for a very small, maybe 1/1,000,000th part of this journey. And when these ups and downs will be coming, don't get deserted. Think that something good, something best is waiting for you, and you have to find it out that in which way you will be going ahead. And that may be the reason I feel always very happy to come and stay among my youngsters who are here and those who are doing their higher studies. You know, IIT Kharagpur has some history. This is not that it is the first IIT among all IIT system. I think you must be knowing that there are 23 IIT, but this is the mother of all IIT. And you know, this IIT started in Hijli detention camp. Have you heard of this? Have you visited the Sahid Bhavan? Have you gone? How many of you have gone? Yes, very less number. You should go and you should see that yes, in 1951, 18th of August, the foundation stone was laid for this particular institute. And at that time, only 42 faculty members were there, along with 224 students. And you see the journey which was started at that time, it is continuing till today. But what I would like to tell you is that, my dear student, take it in a very positive spirit. Your program was supposed to be started at 9:15 a.m. But while sitting here, I have seen many of you have come at 10 o'clock. Am I right? So, these 2-3 things you have to keep it in mind. You have already heard that yes, IIT Kharagpur is one of the best institutions. But at the same time, I'm telling you that we are also very much proud of our students. And when we are getting best of the best students, we want them to be a little bit transformed. Be disciplined, be punctual. You just do these 2 things in your life and you just see the transformation which will be coming and it will be reflecting to each and every fragment of your life. I think many of you are not liking this particular lecture that what advices in the early morning this ma'am is telling that first of all 9 o'clock we have been called and then this advices. But what I would like to tell you is that this is the platform where you can go for the complete transformation of your life. I'm the one who is doing applied research. And I would like to tell you, my dear students, that with the help of my students, last month also I have transferred one of my technologies to the industry. And this is all because of the contribution of some of my students who are associated with me for developing these technologies. This is not that we are just doing this particular thing. I would like to tell you that there are several opportunities which are there. Recently, I think many of you must have heard of PMRF fellowship. Have you heard of? This PMRF fellowship is of two types. One is Ministry of Education, they are giving. Another is CII led, that means industry linked PMRF fellowship. Those PhD students who have joined here this year, they are getting 14 months of time. And within these 14 months, if you can tie up with some industry, and if industry agrees to sponsor you for the PhD work, and that PhD work will be defined by the industry, it is the industrial problem that has to be solved by you. You will be getting the PMRF fellowship. That is the another fellowship which is offered by CII. And many of you are not exploring these possibilities. Whereas some other IITs, other universities, institutions, they are having this fellowship. It is my sincere advice to the newly joined PhD students, you can go and sit with your concerned supervisor and discuss this particular thing, that yes, you are interested for CII based industry linked problem solution, and you can apply for that. This is one opportunity. Other opportunities that is there for the masters, that once you are completing your first year, that means after 2 semesters completion, we have different programs, and the topper of the class is getting those opportunities to go abroad for their dissertation work. Besides that, for the PhD students, I would like to tell that we are exploring the possibilities of different international collaborative PhD program, and I'm very happy to tell you that University of Manchester is one of such university where the student is getting registered here, and after that they are going and spending their time in University of Manchester for 2 years, and when they are coming back, they are submitting their thesis and they are getting the dual degree. And this year one of my students got this University of Manchester's dual degree PhD. And that may be the reason, and one of my students is now in University of Melbourne. So there are several such opportunities which are there for you. And the most important thing which I would like to tell to all of you is that don't define yourself within you. I was sitting here and I was saying that most of the ladies who are sitting in the front rows, they are totally lost in their mobile. See, a researcher should have a very sharp observation. Until and unless your observation is very sharp, you cannot be considered as a good observer. And if your observation is poor, you cannot be considered as a good researcher. And that may be the reason I have not seen those students who have seated in the last back side, but the front rows I have seen, they are totally lost in their mobile. Here director is giving his speech, but they are very much interested to engage themselves within this device. It is my sincere advice to each one of you that you reduce your mobile operation for little 5% reduction and try to explore the possibilities for interacting with each other. See, during our time, no mobile was there. And we used to know each and every friend of ours, not within our department, but the other departments also. But nowadays, if I go to any hall, Rajesh will agree with me that the person who is staying in one room, he or she doesn't know that who is the next door neighbor. This is the actuality, this is the fact. We are very much self-centered. And as a result, you will find that you don't have any interaction, neither any interest on what others are doing. It is not at all good. And in IIT Kharagpur, I would like to tell that we are very much interested to go for the multidisciplinary research activities. And this thing is coming from the student itself. In my laboratory, I have told my student, don't come. And you can see that when I was sitting there, I have not operated my mobile, no. I'm very much interested for the personal connections, not through mobile. Yes, mobile is there, it is helping. It is very useful device. I don't have any question on that. But personal connection has got some other meaning. And for that reason, I'm just telling that try to interact with yourself. I don't know how many of you are staying in the shared room. Try to know, because here this is a very cosmopolitan environment. Try to learn, try to know that what is the culture, what is the lifestyle, how is your friend. And after 30 years, you will be remembering that yes, there was a madam and madam was telling that you reduced only 5% time of your mobile and start interaction. And you will learn more and more. And when you will be learning more and more, then only the multi-dimensional thinking process will come to your mind. And then only you will be coming to your supervisor and you will be telling, sir, ma'am, we are interested to work in these dimensions. And it will be bringing all together a different level of research. I think you should also know, those who are coming for this dissertation and the research activities, you should know the definition of TRL level. That means technology readiness level. If you are working in the applied research, you should know that what is the TRL and where you will be ending. And if you know that, yes, this is the initial point of my research and this is my ultimate goal, you will be achieving that. Try to file patents. It comes from the master's level to the PhD level. And this year, one of my master students have done some research activities and we are going to file one patent out of that. forget about the PhD. PhDs are very common and we are doing that. Just think in that process of what is the innovative thinking process, and in which way we can go ahead to file a patent, to commercialize my own product. It may happen that during this developmental process, you may think that why I'll be giving my technology to some third party? Why not myself? I will start my own startup and I will go ahead with my own product. And from the job seeker, you will be the job giver for the future. And in this way, you please go ahead with your research and developmental activities. And in this particular journey, we have a very robust system. When we are going for these hostel related problems, it will be obvious you will be staying in the hostel. So immediately you have your assistant warden, and then HMC chairman, dean HMC will be there. They are not listening to your problem. You can come to the dean student, dean welfare, and other associated administration. They are not listening to you. You come to the deputy director. Deputy director is not listening to you. Go to the director. So there are some defined steps which are there. You are in the department. Academic problems are there. You can go to your supervisor. Supervisor is not listening to you. Go to the head of the department. Head is not listening to you. You go to the dean academics. Dean academics is not listening to you. Come to the deputy director. Deputy director is not listening to you. Go to the director. So we have our very robust system. And in this journey, I think 99.99% of work is getting solved in the hall level or the administrative level. You need not have to come to the higher level. And when these ups and downs are there, you please think for the alternative. And I would like to tell you that in our institute, what not is there, starting from our folk, what is that, music, Anandaruka? Folk Academy, starting from the musical system, academic of classical arts, and from that to the student gymkhana, sports. You try to find out the hidden talent which you have, because journey is not at all smooth for you people. Ups and downs will be there. You take it in a positive spirit and go ahead. Success is waiting for you. And when I'm telling this type of things, at the same time I'm telling that when you will be doing all these, you will obviously you will find that you are becoming more and more responsible. And when this sense of responsibilities are coming to you, you will find that you are extending these responsibilities to your parents, to your families, and overall to the society. I think this is the journey which you people will not be alone in this particular journey. The entire IIT administration, we all are there with you, And if there is any difficulties, any problem, you are free to come and discuss those issues with us, any one of us. And I hope you will have a very joyful, enjoyable stay at IIT Kharagpur. I wish you every success in your future endeavor. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring words and valuable guidance.
Your address has provided our new students with a meaningful perspective on the opportunities, expectations, and responsibilities that await them at IIT Kharagpur. We shall now have the honor of hearing from Professor Kamal Lojan Panigrahi, Dean of Administration, IIT Kharagpur, to address the newly admitted students and their parents.
May we welcome Professor Panigrahi with a generous round of applause.
Dignitaries on the dais, volunteers of this wonderful program, my faculty colleagues, and all the newcomers who are here in this hall for this August gathering, good morning to you all. It is both my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to this prestigious institute, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. Today marks a significant milestone in your lives. It is not merely the commencement of an academic program, it is the beginning of an intellectual journey that will challenge your assumptions, sharpen your intellect, and shape your character. Each one of you have earned your place here through perseverance, discipline, and academic excellence. On behalf of the entire IIT Kharagpur family, it is my privilege to congratulate you and extend you a warm and heartfelt welcome. IIT Kharagpur occupies a unique place in the history of independent India. As the first Indian Institute of Technology, it was conceived not merely as an institute of higher learning, but as an instrument of national transformation. Over the past 7 decades and more, it has nurtured generations of scientists, engineers, entrepreneurs, administrators, academicians, and leaders whose contributions have enriched our nation and the world. Today you become a part of this enduring legacy, not merely as beneficiaries of its rich tradition, but as contributors to its future. Allow me to invoke an ancient Vedic benediction that beautifully captures the sense of a university. Ano bhadraha kratavo yantu viswataha. May noble thoughts come to us from every direction. These profound words embody the spirit of scholarship. Knowledge recognizes neither geographical boundaries nor disciplinary silos. A great university flourishes because it welcomes ideas from every quarter, examines them with intellectual rigor, and transforms them into wisdom through dialogue and inquiry. As you begin your journey here, I urge you all to cultivate minds that are curious enough to explore the unknown, humble enough to learn from others, and courageous enough to question established assumptions. Innovations begin not with certainty, but with curiosity. All the newly joined MTech students that have come here, The coming years offer an extraordinary opportunity to deepen your technical expertise and prepare yourselves for leadership in industry, academia, entrepreneurship, and public service. The laboratories, the research facilities, the computational resources, library, the innovation centers, and the interdisciplinary platforms available at IIT Kharagpur constitute a remarkable ecosystem of learning. Make full use of these opportunities. Do not limit yourself to your prescribed curriculum. Attend seminars beyond your discipline. Collaborate across departments and remain lifelong learners. The PhD scholars who have been admitted here, this is an unique place for research. Your journey is one of discovery. Research is among the noblest pursuits of the human intellect because it expands the boundaries of knowledge itself. It demands not only brilliance, but also patience, perseverance, intellectual honesty, and resilience. Every accomplished researcher, they all know that discovery is seldom linear. Experiments may fail, hypotheses may be disproved, manuscripts may return with critical reviews, and months of effort may sometimes appear inconclusive. Yet, these are not obstacles to research, they are integral to research process. The most enduring discoveries have often emerged from minds that refuse to surrender to temporary setback. Albert Einstein once observed, the important thing is not to stop questioning. That simple statement captures the essence of research. Never lose your sense of wonder. Never become afraid of asking difficult questions. Often a single thoughtful question has the power to transform the entire field. One of the defining strengths of IIT Kharagpur is the extraordinary diversity of its academic community. Students from every corner of India and from many parts of the world come together on this campus. Different cultures, different languages, different experiences, and perspectives converge here to create a truly vibrant intellectual environment. I encourage you to look beyond the boundaries of your own departments, collaborate generously, debate respectfully, and learn continuously. Intellectual diversity is not merely an attribute of a university, it's one of its greatest strengths. As a Dean Administration, let me assure you that this institute remains committed to providing a safe, inclusive, transparent, and enabling environment for your academic pursuits. Administration is not merely about the rules and procedures. Its purpose is to create the condition in which teaching, research, innovation, and student life can flourish. Our endeavor is to ensure that every student finds an environment which is conducive for learning, creativity, and personal growth. Dear students, India today stands at a defining moment in its journey. As our nation aspires towards the vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047, the centenary of our independence, institutions such as IIT Kharagpur bear a special responsibility. A developed nation is not defined merely by economic growth or technological sophistication. It is built upon knowledge, on innovation, on ethical leadership, on social inclusion, environmental responsibility, and institutions of excellence. The vision of Viksit Bharat calls upon institutions to become engines of innovation and centers of transformative research. It calls for technologies that improve healthcare, strengthen food and water security, advance clean energy, build resilient infrastructure, accelerate digital transformation, promote sustainable manufacturing, and enhance the quality of life of every citizen. And I urge all of you to become leaders of all these innovations and transformative research. Many of these solutions truly can emerge from research laboratories such as the ones that you are going to work. Some of the ideas that today exist only as research proposal or doctoral hypothesis may tomorrow become technologies that transform industries or improve millions of lives. As you progress through your academic journey, remember that the value of your education will ultimately be measured not merely by the degrees that you earn or the papers that you publish, but the question that you dare to ask, the problems you choose to solve, and the lives your work touches. Allow me to conclude with the timeless words of Bhagavad Gita, which also constitutes the cherished motto of our own institution, Yogaha Karmasu Kausalam. Excellence in action is yoga. These words remind us that excellence is not an occasional achievement, but a way of life. It is reflected in the sincerity with which we perform our duties, the integrity with which we conduct our research, the humility with which we continue to learn, and the commitment with which we place our knowledge in the service of society. May your coming years in IIT Kharagpur be marked by fearless inquiry, by disciplined scholarship, by creating creative innovation, by enduring friendships, and compassionate leadership. May you leave this campus not only as accomplished engineers and researchers, but also an enlightened citizen, committed to the advancement of knowledge and to the realization of Viksit Bharat, an India that is prosperous, inclusive, sustainable, and globally respected for the excellence of its institutions and character of its people. On behalf of the entire community of IIT Kharagpur, I once again welcome you with warmth and confidence. I wish each of you a fulfilling academic journey, a rewarding research experience, and every success in the years ahead. Thank you once again. Welcome to IIT Kharagpur. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and the valuable guidance. Now I invite Professor Indrani Sen, the co-chairperson of the induction program, to kindly give the vote of thanks and conclude the inaugural session.
It is my privilege and honor as the co-chairperson of the Induction Program 2026 to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. On behalf of the Induction Committee and the entire IIT Kharagpur community, I extend our sincere gratitude to our Honorable Director, Sir, for inaugurating today's program and for inspiring us with a visionary address. Your words, sir, have beautifully reflected the Institute's commitment to academic excellence, innovation, integrity, and nation building, setting the tone for the exciting journey that awaits our new students. I would also like to express our heartfelt appreciation to the wonderful, inspiring words by our Deputy Director, Madam, to all the deans, head of the departments, centers, and schools, faculty members, and distinguished speakers who will share their valuable insights and introduce our students to the Institute's academic, research, and administrative ecosystem. Your guidance will undoubtedly help them begin their journey with confidence and purpose. Our sincere thanks are due to all the faculty volunteers, student volunteers, and staff members who have worked tirelessly to organize this induction program. Behind every successful event lies meticulous planning and dedicated teamwork, and today's program is a testament to their unwavering commitment. Thanks to our registrar, the administrative offices, technical teams, civil, electrical, water and sanitary works, security personnel, medical services, housekeeping staffs, CEP, Swiss, horticulture, telephone, CIC, Institute Information Cell, Audiovisual Cell, Technology Film Society, Gymkhana, Hall Management Center, Transport Section, and everyone working behind the scenes. Please pardon me if I have missed someone. Though often unseen, these are indispensable in ensuring the smooth conduct of this program and in creating a welcoming environment for our new students, and we offer our deepest appreciation to all of your efforts. To our newly admitted postgraduate and PhD students, I extend my warm congratulations once again. You are now part of a proud legacy that spans more than 7 decades, a legacy of excellence in education, pioneering research, technological innovation, entrepreneurship, and service to society. We hope that during your time at IIT Kharagpur, you will not only excel academically, but also embrace curiosity, uphold the highest standards of integrity, foster meaningful collaborations, and contribute positively to our campus and beyond. Once again, I extend my heartfelt thanks to everyone who has contributed to and will contribute to the success of this event, and to all of you for your gracious presence and participation. Thank you very much.
We have now reached the conclusion of the inaugural session. We want everyone to kindly rise for the national anthem.
जनगणमनयधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंग तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you. Please be seated.
This is a request to all the students. Please put on your uttoriyo that you have. Like, keep wearing that till the end of the session. IIT Kharagpur holds a unique place in the history of independent India. Established as the first Indian Institute of Technology, it represents the country's vision of building scientific, technological, and intellectual capacity.
To help our new students and their parents understand the remarkable legacy, we shall now present 2 films, Birth of the IIT System and IIT Kharagpur, followed by IIT Today.
The films will offer a glimpse into the heritage, growth, achievements, and continuing journey of IIT Kharagpur.
We request everyone to kindly direct their attention to the screen.
very natural. You know why? Listen, the then Lieutenant Governor of Bengal, Andrew Fraser, once decided to divide Bengal and Midnapur into two parts. He sent the proposal of this plan to the Viceroy at that time, Lord Curzon. So Midnapur district was to be divided into two parts, Midnapur and Hijli respectively. So around the year 1913, they bought a huge chunk of dense forest land called Sonamukhi Mauza right here next to Kharagpur and started the construction of this building. But the plan was never executed.
And why was that?
Firstly, a lot of people from different stratas of society protested the execution of this plan. And secondly, because the government fell short of funds to carry out this plan. Another important factor was shortage of drinking water. In 1921, the proposal of dividing the district was finally scrapped. Meanwhile, the entire country was witnessing an upheaval of freedom struggle. In 1927, Dinesh Gupta formed a branch of Bengal volunteers in Midnapur. And there were some other strong revolutionary organizations like Jugantar and Anushilan Samiti. And on the path of non-violence, the Congress was also at its peak of revolutionary spirits.
How is all this connected to this building? How did this place become a detention camp?
For that, you need to know about the Indian history of 1930s, do you?
1930. That year, Gandhiji started the civil disobedience movement triggered by the Dandi Salt March on 12th of March, followed by the boycott of British goods.
So the freedom struggle was basically a huge wave of disturbance and annoyance for the British government, which made them amend the Bengal criminal law in April 1930, which resulted in the arrest of a large number of freedom fighters, who were revolutionaries and not thieves or dacoits or murderers. To house all these people, 3 detention camps were opened, one in Buxar, one in Behrampur, and one right here in Hijli. Almost 200 detainees were put here in this detention camp.
Okay, now I get it. This building was lying empty, so it was converted to a detention camp.
Correct. Now as you see, this building was surrounded by a 10 feet high wall, and outside there was a barbed wire fencing. The camp was guarded day and night by armed sepoys. Beyond the walls, there was a dense forest, so you can understand that escaping from the camp was next to impossible. The detainees used to play football at the surrounding fields and even perform theatre here. Not only that, a lot of detainees gave their university exams from here itself. The detainees were left open during the day. Only at night, they were kept under lock and key.
You had said that even female inmates used to stay here?
Not here. Outside this compound, there was a special jail for women. Let's go there. You know, almost all the female revolutionaries that we know of have spent time at this place at some point in their lives. But the women's jail was quite different from the men's jail.
But this place seems much smaller and more suffocating than the men's jail.
What you see here is what has become of this place in all these years. At one point, this area was much more open and spacious, just like the men's jail. You know, various women detainees have written about how they would try and make their listless detainee lives interesting by the sheer force of willpower.
Were there no hardships faced by these people?
Not exactly. This place was infested with snakes and scorpions and life-taking malaria mosquitoes. A lot of women detainees suffered direly at the hands of malaria. Thanks to the nursing of enterprising women like Indumati Sinha and Leela Nag, they used to get well soon. They would take turns in cooking for everybody.
It's very surprising, na, that they did all these things in the given circumstances.
Yes, that is because together they could surpass everything with oneness and willpower. The strength that bound them was patriotism. These strong women could very well transform their dreary lives into fun-filled times, indulging in singing, literature, studying, painting, or nurturing flowers in a colorful garden, along with conducting plays and dance dramas.
I actually feel like staying here with these women and getting to kill one or two tyrant Britishers.
Where will you get Britishers now? Today, the greatest enemy of our country is the lack of education, which we have to fight constantly. Anyway, despite everything, the young detainee's life would turn dull and helpless. And that was the main objective of this place.
And what about the men's jail?
You can say it was worse there. There was one fellow, Dhiren Bose, a member of the Anushilan Samiti, who lost his mental balance during his stay here. Another detainee named Brajendranath Chaudhary, who was involved in the Chittagong Armory raid, had committed suicide, most probably right here. At the time of the incident, a certain E.B.H. Baker was commandant in charge of the camp. Although he was an extremely warm-hearted person, in favor of ensuring the welfare of the detainees, the head of the guards, Marshal, was almost like a demon in disguise for the detainees. And it was their bad luck that Marshal's right-hand man was a Bengali, Assistant Commandant Anath Bandhu Chakravarti. Not only by the Britishers, but they were also tortured by the extreme shortage of drinking water during summer. These detainees would at most times be cut off from the world outside, because the newspapers that they would get to read would always have all the political news covered with the black ink. That's why whenever any revolutionary was brought to the camp, the detainees spared no time to get the news of the outside world. 28th July 1931 was one such day when they came to know about the killing of Judge Garlick, who had sentenced Dinesh of the Binoy Badal and Dinesh trio to be hung till death. They started celebrating immediately. They even decorated this tower with lights. Such was the fervor of the celebrations.
How brave of them! And what was Marshal's reaction to all of this?
He didn't really react on that day, but he was so angry that he started planning a brutal conspiracy against the detainees. And what happened after that made him lose his patience altogether.
What happened?
On the 15th of September, 3 revolutionaries, Nalini Das, Phoni Das, and Chintamani Das, escaped the campgrounds, as a result of which the Britishers were very irritated and annoyed. The next day, that is 16th of September 1931, all the English officers left the campgrounds to go to the Kharagpur European Club. The detainees were left at the mercy of the Indian guards, who had foolproof orders, torturing the detainees. The day after was the birthday of writer Sarat Chandra. In the night, at around 9, the detainees were planning how to celebrate the writer's birthday. Suddenly, they heard shouts from the downstairs and gunfire.
Then what happened?
Two revolutionaries, Santosh Kumar Mitra and Tarkeshwar Sengupta, died on the spot. A lot of people were hit with bullets, injuring them. In all, around 30 people were injured, who were taken to the Kharagpur Railway Hospital. The British officials had all intentions of concealing the incident, but the detainees did not let that happen. They started a hunger strike and sat around the bodies of the martyrs, refusing to hand them over to anybody but the near and dear ones of the deceased or to a national leader.
I don't think the Britishers accepted this demand. But how did the detainees spread the news outside?
Fortunately, the very next day, the mother of two detainees, Kalibilas and Shrimanto Bhattacharya, went there to visit her sons. It was through her that the detainees sent the written description of the incident to Kolkata. She handed over this written note to Anand Bazar Patrika, which in turn wasted no time in publishing the news in a special evening edition. Overnight, this news spread like wildfire through the city of Kolkata, and in turn, the rest of the country. People were fuming against the Britishers when they heard the news.
And what happened in Hijli after that?
The next day, Subhash Chandra Bose himself came to Hijli along with Jatindra Mohan Sen Gupta and Ripendra Banerjee to claim the dead bodies of Santosh Kumar Mitra and Tarkeshwar Sen Gupta from the detainees. On his return to Kolkata, Subhash Chandra Bose addressed the countrymen. I have returned from Kharagpur with unspeakable pain. Would we engage in petty quarrels when our friends are shot like cats and dogs inside the jail? He continued, so this day, the only cry that rings out from our heart is, let on the blood of the martyrs be built up the edifice of freedom. Rabindranath, then 70 years old, and in spite of his failing health, presided over a huge protest rally at the monument in Kolkata on 26 September 1931.
And no justice was given to the people affected by this incident?
There was an inquiry committee looking into the matter, but that was mostly a farce. According to the verdict of this committee, the killers were merely transferred to different jails as punishment, and for the task of disciplining the detainees, a special military commandant, Captain Wills, was taken in.
How absurd is that?
It was as a protest against that incident and the unfair verdict passed that Rabindranath penned his famous poem, Proshno.
I know the poem and all the verses make a lot of sense now.
How is that?
For example, this line, আমি যে দেখেছি গোপন হিংসা কপট রাত্রি ছায়ে হেরেছে নিঃসহায় আমি যে দেখেছি প্রতিকারহীন শক্তের অপরাধে বিচারের বাণী নীরবে নিভৃতে কাঁদে For sure, this is about the unfairness of this incident.
You're right, I must say.
I don't think the detainees suffered this whole incident without reacting.
Not at all. The person who was responsible for the killings and the inquiry commission paid dearly for it.
Who was it? Marshall?
No. The district magistrate Douglas.
What happened to him?
On 30th April 1932, two second-year students of Midnapur College, Pradyot Bhattacharya and Prabhanshu Shekhar Pal, took revenge by shooting Douglas to death.
You had said that even Gandhiji had visited this place?
That was after 6 whole years of the shooting incident. Gandhiji visited Hijli on the 17th November 1937. After that, the women's jail was closed down that year. And in 1938, the Hijli detention camp was closed down too.
And then this became the IIT building?
Not so fast. The time had not come for that yet. The detention camp was opened again in 1940. But it was hurriedly closed again in 1942 due to the Second World War. On one side there was America, Britain, France and Russia, while on the other side there was Germany, Italy and Japan. By then, Japan had almost reached the borders of India. Therefore, to help the British, the Americans sent their air force down here. They created runways and hangars in Chakulia, Dudhkundi and Kalaikunda near Kharagpur. This place, hidden by dense jungles, was ideal for their headquarters and radio control room. The American Air Force went back in 1945 once the war ended. All this while, we were discussing the tortures of British rule in India. But all Britishers were not tyrants. There were some people who actually did things to help the people of our country. Especially in the field of education, we owe it to the British for initiating Western education in this country.
But how did this building become an IIT building?
After the Second World War got over, the British needed specially educated people to help them reconstruct places, to make new factories. They needed engineers for the growth of science and technology.
The idea of IIT started in this building while the Britishers were still here.
Yes. Nobel Prize winner Dr. A.V. Hill was appointed to take a look at the state of education in our country. He recommended an institute modeled on the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in America. According to that, the Central Advisory Board of Education and Sir Ardeshir Dalal put their efforts in setting up a committee in the year 1945. The committee, comprising of scientists, teachers and industrialists, was put up under the leadership of Nalini Ranjan Sarkar. This committee, in their report, proposed the establishment of a higher technical institute. Then head of interim government Jawaharlal Nehru and education member in charge Maulana Abul Kalam Azad accepted the proposal to build the Eastern Higher Technical Institute on 19th February 1947. According to the Sarkar Committee report, it was recommended that this institute was to be formed somewhere in eastern India. And the then Chief Minister of Bengal, Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy, favored Hijli. Although the preliminary work for IIT had started some time before that, already in Kolkata at 5 Esplanade Row East. But that's a different story. We were discussing the story of this building. What Subhash Chandra had said actually came true.
What came true, Dadu?
As he said, on the blood of the martyrs, we built up the edifice of freedom. And this is the place where we heralded a new beginning. The first ever Indian Institute of Technology was started over here.
What was the date?
Which date?
The start of IIT in this building?
Oh, yes. It was on the 18th August 1951. The then Central Education Minister Maulana Abul Kalam Azad inaugurated this on a special occasion along with the then Governor of West Bengal Kailash Nath Kadzu, Chief Minister Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy and the first Director Professor Gyan Chandra Ghosh. Afterwards, IIT expanded massively. Later on in 1990, part of this building was transformed into the Nehru Museum of Science and Technology.
It is so interesting. It's unique indeed, the history of this building. It was constructed as the headquarters of the Hijli district, but was never used for that purpose. Then, it was used to keep the under-trial detainee revolutionaries, only to witness to an extreme incident of torture by the Britishers on the Indians who bled on the soil of this building. The American Air Force from so far away made this their base. And lastly, the establishment of IIT.
Very nicely put. Did you say you know the poem Proshno?
Yes, I know it.
Let's do something. Let's recite the poem together to commemorate those brave freedom fighters who dedicated their lives for the freedom of our country.
ভগবান তুমি যুগে যুগে দূত পাঠাইছো বারে বারে দয়াহীন সংসারে তারা বলে গেল ক্ষমা করো সবে বলে গেল ভালোবাসো অন্তর হতে বিদ্বেষ বিষ নাশো
That was a powerful reflection on the history and continuing legacy of IIT Kharagpur.
We hope the films have made every new student feel proud to become part of the institution.
Academic life at IIT Kharagpur is defined by rigorous learning, interdisciplinary engagement, research, innovation, and intellectual independence.
To introduce the students and parents to the academic framework, processes, expectations, and opportunities available at the institute, we respectfully invite the Professor Ramakrishna Sen, Coordinating Dean, Dean Biosciences and Biotechnology, to address the gathering.
May we welcome the Coordinating Dean with a warm round of applause.
Very good morning. Thank you. And warm welcome to IIT Kharagpur in its Platinum Jubilee year. So I'll go through some slides. Please bear with me because certain rules. Yep. Okay, so I have to show certain steps towards your journey, a roadmap towards the end of your degree and then beyond. Is it working? Right, so I'm Ramakrishna Sen. I'm standing before you as one of the representatives of the administration. I'll show you the academic structure, administrative structure, so you can be in touch with the people who are there at the helm. So the overview of this presentation is academic administrative structure, key aspects of the postgraduate programs, first for the postgraduate students, MTech, MCP, and so on. Options like joint MTech, MCP, PhD program, awards and honors, some important information and important contacts. Well, as far as the academic administrative structure is concerned, we have 4 faculty verticals: Faculty of Engineering and Architecture, and the Dean of Faculty of Engineering and Architecture, which is the largest faculty, is Professor Gargi Das, Distinguished Professor of Chemical Engineering. Associate Deans, Professor Shumantra Mandal from the Department of Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, Professor Shantanu Kapat from the Department of Electrical Engineering. And then comes the Faculty of Sciences. The Dean of Faculty of Sciences is Professor Shoibal Gupta. Associate Dean is Professor Sri Ratnaraj. Professor Shoibal Gupta is a professor of the Department of Geology and Geophysics. Professor Ratnaraj is the professor of Department of Chemistry. And then comes Dean Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies, FOIDS. I see here my colleague, Professor Deepak Kumar Goswami, who is a distinguished professor of Department of Physics. Associate Dean, FOIDS, Professor Debabrata Pradhan, who is the professor of the Material Science Center. Then comes Dean, myself, Dean Rajiv Gandhi School of Intellectual Property Law, Professor Uday Shankar. Dean Vinod Gupta School of Management, VG Som, Professor Rudra Pradhan. And then Dr. B.C. Roy, Multi-Specialty Medical Research Center Dean, Professor Diptendra Mitra, who actually came and joined here very recently from AIIMS, New Delhi. And we have the academic section, and you can be in touch with anyone, but it is headed by the Joint Registrar, Mr. Pratap Chandra Das, and supported by Deputy Registrar, Mr. Rajiv Das, Assistant Registrar, Mr. Nilabadam Mishra, and other officers. The first point of contact in your department would be the faculty advisor. Already probably you have got a handbook and the guidelines as to how to contact the faculty advisor and take advice from him. So every student is attached to a faculty advisor, and the advisor is the first point of contact, as I said, who advises and mentors the students on all academic matters, including well-being matters as well. Now we have Dean Well-being, so you can escalate your personal issues as well through the faculty advisor to the Dean Well-being. You should keep in touch, regular touch with the faculty advisor, and never hesitate to contact her or him for any advice on academic and well-being matters. Well, the main programs at the PG level, since time is short, I'll rush through these. We have major programs like MTech, MCP, MARC, MMST, MHRM, MBA, LLM, EMBA. And we have semester-based credit system. Each semester has defined number of credits, credit loading with core, elective, and breadth subjects. The total minimum credits required to be completed for the MTech degree may vary from 80 to 90 depending on the course, depending on the academic unit. There will be 9 to 11 theory courses, out of which 2 to 5 core theory courses and 6 to 8 elective theory courses. The electives will include 4 to 5 depth electives, which are offered by the department which you belong to, and 2 to 4 breadth electives, which are offered by the allied departments. Definitely, in addition to all these, there will be lab courses as well. In the first semester, you will have to present a compulsory seminar carrying 2 credits. Well, we have this performance assessment system, which is 7-scale grading system. You can see this. I do not want to read it out, but we would expect you to do have excellent grade, kind of do excel in whatever you study. So EX, it should be 10-pointer. Everyone should pledge today to be 10-pointer. And rest of the things will follow as per the marks that you get, and there are ranges given here. Right? Apart from the theory and laboratory courses, you will also have the following: a compulsory 8 weeks internship program, which will carry 4 credits. A major component of the MTech course is the MTech project, which we call MTP. Well, MTP can be done in collaboration with, universities abroad. Particularly, we have collaboration with TU9 Technical University, 9 technical universities in Germany under the DAD COSPI program. There are other programs as well. You can avail such programs. The project carries a total of 38 credits. So can you imagine so much of flexibility and freedom that you will have? Almost half of the total credits is from this project. 2 credits in semester 2 and 36 credits over semesters 3 and 4. So what is MTP? There's a long list of things you will get to know gradually. But as I mentioned, you can explore the opportunities to go abroad during this MTP as well. Right? So MTP may be conducted in collaboration with an industry, R&D organization, or another academic institution, university in India or abroad. I have already mentioned that COSPI program. You can Google now and find out. In such cases, a joint supervisor may be appointed in addition to the department supervisor. And for project evaluation in the 3rd semester, the student has to present a seminar, submit a report by December 31st. Evaluation of the project in the 4th semester, the student submits a dissertation by April 30th, makes a 20 to 25-minute presentation followed by a viva voce conducted by an external examiner. For all projects, including those in collaboration with industry, the candidate must make a full disclosure of all data on which the work is based. No confidentiality clause can be attached to it. Well, then comes certain attractive options that I mentioned already. You can escalate your MTech towards PhD. So there is a joint MTech PhD program, what we call JMP. The student must secure a minimum CGPA of 8 to be eligible for the JMP. A maximum of 20% of the class strength will be allowed to opt for this JMP. At the end of the 2nd semester, after the declaration of the results, the students who have CGPA greater than or equal to 8 are eligible to apply for PhD program. Those who do not qualify will continue with the normal MTech MCP program. There will be awards and honors for you. The Director's Gold Medal, PG. The Director Gold Medal is awarded every year to the topper amongst all MTech MCP students across the disciplines in the institute. Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma Gold Medal, which is awarded every year to a student passing with a postgraduate degree of Master of Technology, Master of City Planning, adjudged to be the best in all-round performance, securing the highest position in the aggregate of the following activities. So there are activities that are mentioned here, and the weightage is given. So this is one coveted medal that I think you will aspire to get. Other medals or honors, the Chairman Board of Governors Gold Medal, which is awarded every year to the best performing PG, MTech, MCP, MBA, EMBA, MHRM, RM, MMST, LLM, etc. graduating PWD student, who is adjudged to be the best in all-round performance, So these are the activities which are actually evaluated based on the weightages given. Recognition for the departmental toppers. Institute silver medals. 1 silver medal shall be awarded every year during annual convocation to the best outgoing postgraduate student, first in order of merit of each department center and school. Okay, these are certain rules that you have to keep in mind. Leave rules. A student shall be entitled to casual leave of 15 days and medical leave of 15 days in a year, counting from the date of joining the program. Institutional support for attending conference. You can attend one of the conferences that are listed here, national conference including SAARC countries, international conference abroad from the best conference list, which is fully funded, international conference abroad with partial funding, which is not in the list of best conferences. You'll get to know more when you start your journey in the department. Non-residence withdrawal. A student can avail temporary non-residence withdrawal on receiving a job offer, provided she or he has completed her or his first year of studies. Other terms and conditions apply. You can contact the academic section to know the details. And these are important contacts. Whenever you feel like contacting particularly the academic section for academic purposes, all related matters, HMC, there is Dean HMC, who is I think present here, security control, medical emergency, internal complaints committee, technology students gymkhana, and student representative PG. All contact details are given here, right? And please remember to, probably this is the final slide, to know your faculty advisor very well. It's very, very important these days. Remain or stay connected with your HOD, class teachers, project supervisors, and parents. Attend classes regularly and make good friends. Also get engaged in sports and games activities. Update ERP profile with genuine and correct information. Submit relevant applications through proper channel. First, the class teacher, subject teacher, then faculty advisor, then head, then respective faculty dean. Maintain transparency for all academic, non-academic issues. Use all the learning, including e-learning resources. Take no shortcuts, please. Always remind and feel proud of yourself by saying, I'm an IITian. I'm here to set new benchmarks for others to follow. Right? And I wish you all, in fact, all of us wish you all a very happy and enjoyable academic journey with memorable and high-tempo learning experiences at IIT Kharagpur. Thank you very much. I'll move to the next for PhD. Please open the file. For the PhD students, please give attention. Well, welcome to the PhD, welcome you all to IIT Kharagpur and also to this presentation. PhD programs at IIT Kharagpur, a brief introduction. Again, salient features of the presentation includes these points: academic administrative structure, which I will not repeat. I hope all of us you are here, all the PhD students. I'll just show you, not repeat saying things. Roadmap with milestones, key aspects of the PhD programs, and some important info. This is the academic administrative structure, which I've already mentioned. I hope you have already seen, right? I will skip this slide. The roadmap with major milestones through the PhD journey is as follows. Allocation of supervisors done by the academic unit, HOD in consultation with the supervisor and some faculty members of the departmental academic committee, supervisors are allocated. Formation of doctoral scrutiny, these are all done on ERP system or online system. And this is done, formation of the doctoral scrutiny committee is done by the supervisor. He may consult the HOD or some members of the departmental academic committee. Coursework approval by the DSC, Departmental Scrutiny Committee. Doctoral Scrutiny Committee. Performance evaluation through the coursework and comprehensive examination. PhD registration seminar and report submission. These are the steps or milestones. I will say some in details for these milestones. PhD registration seminar and report submission enhancement seminar, and there will be 3 extension seminars during your journey and submission of relevant reports on ERP. Synopsis seminar followed by submission of synopsis of the thesis on ERP, submission of the thesis on ERP, examination of the thesis by a maximum of, these are new reforms. Earlier it was 2 examiners. Now in the last 1 year we are following this. Not exactly 1 year, in the last 6 months or so. 3 external examiners we are sending reports to. Okay, consideration of examiners' reports and recommendation by the DSC. Then it's followed by the PhD thesis defense, which is done in an open seminar. Submission of the final thesis on ERP again, and then award of the PhD degree in convocation. Supervisors and doctoral scrutiny committee, every student will have 1 or 2 supervisors. In case of 2, 1 supervisor, and the second faculty member is called joint supervisor. And the joint supervisor can be from outside as well, from another academic institute or industry. Allocation of supervisors is done by the academic unit. Supervisor is the research advisor, administrator, and mentor of the student during her or his PhD journey. DSC oversees and monitors the research progress of the student. Well, there are steps, okay, and some more information. PhD coursework, the key aspects are given here. Credit loading, master's degree holders have to complete 11 to 18 credit courses. Bachelor's degree holders 17 to 26. The scholars aspiring for PMRF may refer to the PMRF guidelines for minimum credit requirement. Credit distribution is like this. Master's degree holders, 2 department subjects can be core or elective, plus 1 breadth elective, plus 1 self-study. Now self-study is not mandatory. 4 department subjects can be core or elective, 1 breadth and plus 1 self-study. English optional, need to be assessed by the supervisor or DSC. Self-study supervisor assigns a set of relevant study materials, may be connected to the thesis problem. End of semester, RS represents a seminar and DSC assesses the performance. Can also be a lab course of 2 credits within or outside the academic unit. Level of subjects, there are 6 and 7 levels, we say that. These are MTech and PhD level courses that you have to choose from different baskets, core and breadth and so on. Qualifying grade C, okay, we consider that as pass grade for PhD students, right? Sorry. Semester registration, this is very important milestone. Every research student or scholar is required to do semester registration at the beginning of every semester. This is just semester registration that you have to do on ERP by making payment of the semester fees, not the semester registration seminar that is coming later. Students who have not done semester registration consecutively for 3 semesters without valid reasons or without official permission will be struck off from the institute roll. It's not to scare you, but please remember this. Then comes comprehensive examination. This is done after the coursework is completed. A research student, after successful completion of coursework, becomes eligible to appear in the comprehensive examination. A student has to successfully pass in the comprehensive examination in a maximum of 3 attempts. Until last year, it was 2 attempts, so we have again brought about some reforms under the visionary and dynamic leadership of our director, Honorable Director, Professor Shuman Chakraborty. We have brought about many reforms. Some of those reforms are being implemented. Some will be implemented in the near future. You will be updated accordingly. Now, PhD registration seminar. It's a very, very important milestone. Registration for PhD is to be done within 3 years of enrollment. The PhD candidate becomes eligible for delivering registration seminar after successful completion of the recommended coursework and comprehensive examination. Registration of a candidate for the PhD degree shall be effective from the date of enrollment and shall remain valid for the period of 8 years. God forbid, should not go up to that, okay? Synopsis and thesis submission. Prior to submission of the thesis, the candidate submits a synopsis of the thesis, as I mentioned in the first milestones, the first slide, and presents a seminar to an open audience that includes members of the DSC and DAC, Departmental Academic Committee. The DSC assesses the quality, novelty, originality, and completeness of the research work done by the student, and also the research outputs. Minimum 2 peer-reviewed journal papers, publications, or patents, or technology that may be transferred, or trademarks that may be obtained, copyrights as well. And if convinced, the DSC, if convinced, approves submission on ERP. The student has to submit the thesis within 1 month after the submission of the synopsis for evaluation by the external examiners. Evaluation of the thesis and defense. The thesis is sent out to 3 examiners, 1 foreign and 2 Indian. Based on the first 2 reports, the DSC recommends either acceptance or modification revision of the thesis. Once the original or revised thesis is accepted by the DSC, the final viva voce examination is held through an open defense seminar conducted by an Indian examiner. The PhD candidate who successfully defends her or his thesis generally a week prior to that year's convocation date becomes eligible for the award of the PhD degree in that convocation. Some important information now. Temporary withdrawal. Like the PG students, you can also seek temporary withdrawal, can avail temporary withdrawal on receiving a job offer, provided she or he has completed her or his registration seminar and fulfilled other conditions as prescribed in the guidelines. There are leave rules for you as well. A scholar shall be entitled to casual leave of 30 days and medical leave of 30 days in a year, counting from the date of joining the program. Any absence over and above the admissible leave shall be treated without assistantship. Now coming to research and teaching assistantship, you may be interested in this. First 2 years, as you can see the value of the scholarship, 37,000 per month. Third, fourth, and fifth year, 42,000 per month. A research scholar has to perform departmental duties and discharge responsibilities, including invigilation, as assigned by the supervisor and head of the academic unit. No research scholar shall be permitted to receive any emoluments, salary, stipend, and scholarship assistantship from any other source or sources. Research scholars, institute, individual, or project category. There are 3 categories. Having no fellowships or not enjoying any fellowship after completion of 5 years may be provided teaching assistantship of rupees 25,000. This is enhanced in the last 6-7 months or so. Earlier it was 15,000 per month for 12 months or till the date of submission of thesis, whichever is earlier. Attractive options and opportunities. Little bit attentive, please. Quiet, please. Based on the performance during their coursework, students are eligible to apply for the Prime Minister's Research Fellowship. There are 2 channels. Students may apply for the PMRF either during entry, it's called direct channel, or after completion of coursework, that is lateral channel. Director's Platinum Jubilee Excellence Fellowship. This is launched by our director, which is known as DPEF, for the GATE top 50 rankers. IIT Kharagpur also provides an opportunity to do joint doctoral degree programs, after which a PhD is offered by IIT Kharagpur together with a foreign university. Such students may spend 1 to 2 years of their PhD period abroad, working in the collaborating university. JDB programs exist with the University of Melbourne under MIPA, Melbourne India PhD or PG Academy program. Curtin University, Perth University, Australia, the University of Wollongong, all in Australia, the University of Auckland, New Zealand, the University of Alberta, Canada, the University of Manchester, UK, and the University of Bordeaux, France. There are other opportunities including innovation-centric PhD, which was mentioned by the Honorable Director, product-centric or innovation-centric PhD, and PhD program for working professionals as well. Institutional support for attending conferences. During PhD tenure, a student can seek institutional support for attending 4 national conferences, including SAARC countries, or conferences held in SAARC countries. 1 international conference abroad from the best conference list, 1 international conference abroad with partial funding. In addition, PhD students can also seek support from ANRF. That's it. Thank you very much, and same wishes. A very happy and enjoyable academic journey. May God bless you all. Thank you. I hope I'm on time, right?
You need to be here 1 second. Like we felicitate you, so you need to be.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now we request our student volunteers to felicitate Professor Sen with bouquet and a memento.
Thank you, sir, for the detailed and informative introduction to the academic activities of the Institute.
We are confident that the session has helped our new students understand the academic environment and the standards expected of them. IIT Kharagpur is much more than classrooms, labs, and academic buildings. The campus is a vibrant community that offers opportunities for cultural activities, sports, social initiatives, technical engagements, leadership, and personal development.
We help our new students become familiar with the campus and student life. We invite the Vice President of the Technology Students Gymkhana to conduct the session titled Know Your Campus.
May we welcome the VP with a warm round of applause.
Very good morning to one and all. Oh, I guess it's afternoon already. It was supposed to be in the morning. So, a very good afternoon to one and all. And I exactly understand that what's going on in your mind. So just, I would request you to bear with us for the next 20-30 minutes more. We'll be wrapping this up. So first of all, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on the behalf of the entire student community of IIT Kharagpur. And a huge congratulations to each one of you on securing a seat at IIT Kharagpur, which is the mother of all the IITs. Reaching IIT Kharagpur is no small feat. Every one of you has earned your place here through years of dedication, perseverance, and countless hours of hard work. Today, as you begin this new chapter, you become a part of legacy that has shaped generations of leaders, innovators, entrepreneurs, researchers, and change makers. The presentation you are about to see is a small introduction to everything that awaits for you, from opportunities and the student life to the support systems that will help you throughout your journey. So let's move on to the presentation without wasting further time. For those who don't know me, I am Rajesh Sangekar, the Vice President, Technology Students Gymkhana, and it's my privilege to welcome you all to this institute on the behalf of the entire student community. So let us have a look at this video which shows you the life at IIT KGP.
tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my bestest, and nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 and love. Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved. Love, 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 love. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Do you, but do you, but do you want to come on? I scooch on over closer, dear, and I will nibble your ear. I've been spending way too long checking my tongue in the mirror and bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer, but my breath fogged up the glass, and so I drew a new face and I laughed. I guess what I'll be saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanities and just go with the seasons. It's what we aim to do. Our name is our virtue, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find that the sky is yours. So please don't, please don't, please don't. There's no need to complicate, 'cause our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 and love. Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved. Love, 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 love. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Do you, but do you,
So this was kind of a virtual campus tour for all of you. You'll be also doing a physical campus tour very soon. So this is the hierarchy of the student representatives. Basically, there are two types of student representatives which represent the entire general body. So first one are the elected student representatives and the second ones are the nominated student representatives. So first, there are secretaries who will be solving the ground level issues, and there are nominated as well as elected secretaries. Then there are general secretaries who are elected in the Gymkhana elections, and there are also various nominated office bearers who represent the students in the various offices. And then there is vice president, who is the apex student representative. Then similar kind of student representative structure exists at hall level as well. So basically there are various halls of residence, and each hall of residence has a similar kind of structure. So at hall level, there is the apex student representative, who is the hall president and assisted by the second senate member. Along with that, there are general secretaries for different portfolios, and there are secretaries as well. And all the hall presidents and the second senate members comprise of the student senate, which is again chaired by the vice president. And then there are institute senate student representatives, the UG representative, the PG representative, RS representative, and women representative. Their work is basically to focus more on the academic related aspects of the student's life, and they are ex officio members of the institute senate, and they are involved in the policy making at institute level and taking various academic decisions along with the administrative authorities. So these are the current institute representatives. believe me guys, your life is going to be fun for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years over here. And these were the hotspots where you'll be spending most of your time at IIT Kharagpur. It was a glimpse of all the departments, central library, gymkhana, and various other things. So you will be visiting these places quite often. Then let's come to Inter-IIT. So it is a very glorious competition at an all IIT level. So the best people from all the IITs represent their IITs in the Inter-IIT competition. So there are 3 types of Inter-IITs basically. First one is technology, second one is social and cultural, and the third one is sports and games. So these are the standings that we had last year. In tech specifically, this is our 5th consecutive gold, and we are continuously bagging gold from the last 5 years. And it is a very, very proud thing for us. Also, this year we are going to hold the Inter-IIT sports meet at IIT Kharagpur only. So I want you guys to participate in it. If you are exceptional in any of the sport, maybe you could get a chance to play Inter-IIT this year. But even if you are interested in any of the sport, I would just like you to explore it, practice it, and definitely you'll make it to the Inter-IIT in the upcoming years. Then these are the various committees at the institutional level. The first one is Hall Management Committee, which manages the hall-related affairs. Then there is BC Roy Management Committee. BC Roy is the hospital, which is in the campus. Third one is SETU, which is the counseling center. Fourth is Commercial Establishment and Licensing Committee, which basically looks after all the shops, eateries that are there in the campus. If they are charging you unfair prices, you may complain to CLC. Then there is Placement Committee, and I, being the Vice President, am an ex officio member of all of these committees. So in case you have any issues in any of these related matters, you can reach out to me at any point of time. Then these are the fests. You might have seen a lot of reels on Instagram, YouTube regarding the fests. Kshitij is the Tech Fest, Spring Fest is the So-Called Fest, Shaurya is the Sports Fest, and we also have the Welfare Fest, which was started last year. Then at the time of Diwali, we are not able to go to our homes. So our seniors, our alumni had started this tradition of illumination, which is a unique tradition of IIT Kharagpur. We celebrate our Diwali with illumination. I am not sure that you guys have seen this before or not, but I'll just show you a video. Yeah, these are some pictures of the illumination at different halls. Specifically, I've put in the postgraduate and research scholar halls over here. So all these designs are created with the diyas, and it takes 2 to 3 months of hard work to basically create this structure on that chatai. I will also show you a video regarding it in the end. These are the mental health awareness initiatives that we have conducted in the past few days. So we have debating competition, we have Setu app. I would like all of you to download the Setu app, as there are a lot of student related things over there. And then we have Khat, we have movie night, and a lot of other initiatives are there which we'll explore in the upcoming time. This is the video of the illumination competition. So that brings us to the end of today's session. I hope the presentation has helped you to understand the opportunities and support systems that are available to you, and I sincerely hope each one of you to make most of your time here at IIT Kharagpur. Now, before we conclude, there is one tradition which we also saw in the end of this video, that every KGPN should experience. So, when I say KGP ka tempo, all of you have to shout hi hai. So, I guess all of you have understood the assignment. So, let us start. KGP का टेम्पो बहुत कम आवाज आ रही है. KGP का टेम्पो, KGP का टेम्पो, KGP का टेम्पो. Thank you so much. This is Rajesh Sangekar, Vice President Technology Students Gymkhana, wishing each one of you incredible journey ahead. Welcome to the IIT Kharagpur family. See you around the campus. Thank you so much.
Now we request our student volunteers to felicitate Mr. Rajesh Sangekar, Vice President, Technology Students Gymkhana, with bouquet and a memento.
Thank you, Rajas, for that engaging and informative introduction to the campus.
We hope our new students will actively explore the campus, participate in student activities, and make responsible use of the many opportunities available to them.
A safe, respectful, inclusive, and equitable campus environment is essential for academic and personal growth.
The Internal Complaints Committee and the Gender Cell plays important role in promoting dignity, equality, awareness, sensitivity, and institutional support across the campus.
To introduce these institutional mechanisms and explain their roles and responsibilities, we respectfully invite Professor Koel Chaudhary to address the gathering.
May we welcome Professor Chaudhary with a warm round of applause.
Very good afternoon. I won't take much time. In fact, this talk is a little heavy concept after the fun-filled video you just saw. Nonetheless, it's very important because most of you are not aware of what I'm going to speak about. If we can follow some guidelines, some rules right from the beginning, this campus will be very safe. It will be a very happy life you can live here. So, on that note, I'm going to introduce you to something called an Internal Complaints Committee, or the ICC, and the Gender Cell. I'm Professor Koel Chaudhary. I'm the presiding officer of the ICC, and I'm also the chairperson of the Women's Student Council. I'll quickly explain what ICC is all about, and Gender Cell. To understand the concept of ICC, we have to understand something called POSH. What is POSH? POSH is prevention of sexual harassment at workplace. POSH is an act. It is an Indian law. Why has it been framed? To make workplaces safe for women, because it's the right of every woman, whether as a student, whether as a faculty member, whether as a staff, to have the equal opportunity environment be treated with respect and dignity. We have the ICC, which looks into the problems of a aggrieved woman, maybe a girl student. We also ensure that prevention policies are made. You may be thinking, POSH is at workplace. We are students. Where is the workplace? Well, as per the Indian law, it is mandatory to have these ICCs in all organizations, all companies, including all academic institutes. All IITs have it, so does IIT Kharagpur. So even we have an ICC. And when we say workplace, it is any place inside the campus. A girl or a woman may have to face some inappropriate sexual harassment any place on campus. It can be your classroom, it can be in your hall, it can be even in the bus, anywhere. So the workplace is any part of it. What do? You immediately contact the ICC. There are two terminologies I want you to know, which is very important: the complainant and the respondent. It's often used. What is complainant? Very simple. A person who files the complaint, so that's an aggrieved woman. And who's the respondent? The person against whom you file the complaint. These two terminologies are often used. We do not take names. So you may be wondering, why is all this so important? Once again, I repeat, any kind of inappropriate treatment with a woman is violating her dignity, violating her right to an equal opportunity campus. You may ask, to what extent would you consider it to be a sexual harassment? Well, one has to be very careful. Especially, this is not only for the girl students, this is also equally important for the boy students, because you should be knowing the limit to which you can take your peers for granted. It could be anything. It could be making any kind of a sexually colored remark, trying to push a girl around, inappropriate touching, defaming a woman, any kind of sexual inappropriate behavior. Many more. I have just listed them here. They don't need any explanation. In a simple statement, see the last part, any kind of unwanted behavior towards a lady. If a girl does not like, you say something to her, she does not like it, please be careful not to persist, because these kind of cases have come up to us. A boy may keep on repeatedly say the same thing to a girl. It may go on, and finally the girl may just come to ICC, and then there is big trouble. So please try to be careful. You can be good friends, but try to give space. Try to understand each other first. Again, you will say, itna sa to kya? Why such a big hoo-ha about it? What is the problem? It's a big problem. We have witnessed it also. This kind of inappropriate behavior, time and again, can have a lot of negative effect on the aggrieved woman. There can be social isolation. That person will isolate herself. She will stop mixing around with her friends, her peers. Then mental health decline often happens. You have low self-esteem, you lose confidence, there is depression, you lose appetite, you don't get adequate sleep, physical health is affected, and all this sums up to affecting your academic career, for which you have actually come here, which is so sad, So we want, as the ICC, we want to nip in the bud. We just want to stop it. Don't let it come to ICC. Don't let such things happen. I'm very happy to say students are pretty disciplined here and we do not have very extreme cases. But still, I would like the numbers to be nil, not even 1. So now you know about the ICC, now you know where to come. How do you go about it? Where to complain? It's very simple. You just have to drop an email, or you can give a hard copy. You have to contact one of us. It can be any of the committee members of the ICC. This is the email. I am the presiding officer. If you go to our website, you will find this listed, Internal Complaints Committee or the ICC. You just have to click there. When you click there, this is the website that opens. If you scroll down, these are the names of the committee members. All the phone numbers, all the emails are given there. You just have to write. You can write to me, I'm right there on the top. You can write to others also. It will be taken up. And you know, the best part about the whole thing is that it's kept confidential. Totally confidential. Not even your friend, not even your teacher, not even your faculty advisor, your head of the department, home. Your home also. It will not be told without your consent. So this is a very confidential work done by the ICC. This is something called the appellate authority. What does it mean? This is not really needed for you, but to explain, suppose an ICC conducts an investigation and gives you some report. The complainant or the respondent may not be happy with the outcome of the ICC or the way ICC handled it. These are the 2 senior faculty members you can appeal to reinvestigate the matter. And they will sit and they will go through the entire documentation to see that ICC did a good job. So, a very thorough investigation is taken care of. When you file a complaint, you just cannot say, a boy has been stalking me since last week, I feel very scared, because what is the name? I don't know. Which department? I don't know. Then you must realize one thing, ICC, this is more matter of the security. He has to be told that a boy has been stalking me and he will wait outside your class to catch the boy. This is not ICC. Why? Because ICC needs name of the person, department of the person. If you don't have the details, how do we take action against him? So you must provide some details, either messages, videos, audio. So try to save evidences when you come to the ICC. One very good point about ICC is when you file a case in a court, it takes endless time. ICC is very fast. A complainant has to file, I won't say file a case, has to report the inappropriate behavior to the ICC within 3 months of experiencing the last incident. Within 7 days, a note will go to the respondent. The witnesses are called, if any, the respondent is called and questioned independently. The complainant is called. The entire process is over in 3 months' time, 90 days. A report is sent to the employer, in our case the authority, the director, it will go. And appropriate recommendations are also provided by the ICC, what should be meted out to the respondent. So it all takes care in 90 days. It's all taken care of in 90 days. It's very fast. We also have the concept of conciliation, which is quite common on our campus. Conciliation is often the boys feel guilty about what they have done or said in impulse. They feel sorry about it and they would like to give an oral or a written apology to the girl student. But here there is a catch. The boy cannot make a choice of going ahead with a conciliation. It is the complainant or the girl student who has the right to say that, okay, I'll accept a conciliation, or she may say, no, you please go ahead with your ICC inquiry and come up with a recommendation, maybe a punishment. So here again, you have to be very careful. Conciliation is only possible if the girl student is ready for it. it sounds very serious and scary. It is not so. You can be very good friends. It's only that you have to be very careful that you don't cross a decent limit, the limit of decency. We have the best of friends among boys and girls on this campus. Do not cross the limit of decency, that's all. Especially without any kind of a consent. You have to respect. Talking about safety and security on campus, I don't have to explain anything here. You have these helplines, scan codes everywhere in the halls, everywhere in the departments. You just have to scan and you will come to the internal committee website. You can mail. Look at the number of security codes, phone calls, phone numbers. Q 24/7, quick response team. Number 6 is a lady QRT. So you must have access to these numbers. It's very important. Emergency contacts is very important. You should know whom to contact, how to contact, and when to contact. You have other support options also if there is some kind of a criminal charge against, a criminal action against the respondent, which is rarely the case, then you can of course go to police, additionally to the court. IIT will help you, but I am 100% sure we don't need these help because you're in a very safe campus and we have very students with very good background coming here, following all kinds of rules and regulations. This is a slide I have put up for especially the boys. You have to ask yourself some questions. There are a lot of you who probably take a lot of girls for granted at times, especially the last line. Please read it very carefully. It's very important. No matter what the other person, your colleague, the woman does, the girl does, like the clothes she's wearing, or maybe you start interpreting that she loves me, and then you start behaving inappropriately. Please do not do that. Nothing without consent. These problems are many. One has to be very careful. Now I'll tell you, so that is about ICC. I'll tell you very quickly about Women's Students' Council. Already I think before me it was introduced by the VP. Every department is represented by a woman representative. And these women representatives elect the Institute Women Representative. And I am also the chairperson of the Women's Student Council. Women's Student Council, this is the Instagram handle you can see, and they organize a lot of activities. You should all girl students, I encourage you to be actively a part of it and make your presence be felt. The third is something called Gender Cell. I'm introducing Gender Cell on behalf of Professor Amita Pathak Mohanty. She is not present here today, she is the chairperson. Gender Cell works very closely with ICC. What is Gender Cell? Gender Cell is there even in other IITs. What is it about? It's about sensitizing the campus community, the boys and girls, towards gender equality. Again, I repeat, we are an equal opportunity campus. So we have to sensitize all of you that please keep this in mind, there is gender equality. For this, a course, compulsory course has been added. It's called Gender Sensitization Course. It's an e-learning course. It's a non-credit mandatory e-learning course, and all of you admitted this semester, you have to complete it this semester. It's a 1 hour duration course. If you start, it's on Moodle. If you start today, you may not finish it. Again, you can take it up again tomorrow. It can be done in bits and pieces, but it has to be completed this semester. There is no pass or fail. Just that if you complete it, completed, done, not done, will be uploaded in your transcript. If you don't do your course, your other coursework grades will not be reflected on ERP. So I request you to finish off with this. This is simply, you will have your Moodle ID, username provided by the institute. You log in here. You go to My Courses, click here. Enter gender sensitization course. You will get a video. You have to answer some questions. If you have any kind of login problems, please contact the Moodle department, Moodle help desk. Ground floor of the main building, this is our ICC cell. We have our Women's Student Council office. We have the gender cell, everything. You can see the drop box also there where you can drop in a letter, whatever. Don't drop in anonymous letters if you have any problem. Remember, it will be confidential, so there is no problem. That brings me to the end of my talk. Let's all together respect each other, treat each other with dignity, and make your stay very happy on campus. Thank you.
Now we request our student volunteers to felicitate Professor Chaudhary with bouquet and a memento.
Thank you, Professor, for this important and informative session.
We hope every student will contribute towards maintaining a campus culture founded on mutual respect, dignity, equality, sensitivity, and responsibility.
We shall now move to an introduction to residential life at IIT Kharagpur. For students, the halls of residence become an integral part of their campus experience, providing not only accommodation, but also a strong sense of community and belonging.
Understanding the hall system, its facilities, administrative structures, rules, responsibilities, and the student support mechanism, it is essential for a smooth transition into the campus life.
To introduce the Hall Management Center and conduct the session titled Know Your Hall, we respectfully invite Professor Sanjeev Kumar Srivastav, Chairman of the Hall Management Center, to address the gathering.
May we welcome Professor Srivastav with a warm round of applause.
Welcome you all, and yeah, this is lunch time, I know. Actually, Professor Ramakrishna Sen, the Dean, and Rajesh, they have already introduced quite sufficiently about the Hall Management Committee or Hall Management Center. I just have, maybe within 5 minutes I will finish. So, as soon as you arrive here, you need a shelter, the first thing which you need. And so you must have gone, or you might already know which hall you belong to. You must have gone to that particular hall, got a room and stayed there, and then got the registration done. All these things are arranged by the center known as Hall Management Center. And the committee which looks after this is Hall Management Committee. The Gymkhana Vice President, Rajesh, is also a member of that committee. We accommodate around 15,000 students in different halls out of roughly 16,000 students. So rest of the students, they they take withdrawal from staying in the hall, so they stay outside. And around 15,000 they are accommodated. The total number of halls are 26, out of which the boys' halls of residences are 17 and girls it is 9. The total number of boys accommodated is roughly 11,500 and total number of girls is around 3,500. For the research scholars, we also have family accommodation, very limited. Also for MTech, some students who are married. And there is one out of these 26. This is the structure of the Hall Management Center. On the top of this is the chairman of the Hall Management Committee, or you can say Hall Management Center. And the chairman is also the ex officio dean of the Hall Management, and I represent that. There are 3 coordinating wardens currently who look after different activities. The first one is the accommodation, which is the very first you need when you arrive. Second one is the food, that is the mess, coordinating warden mess. And then the third one is coordinating warden maintenance, just to keep the things maintained. So these coordinating wardens coordinate with the wardens and assistant wardens in different halls of residences in order to maintain all the halls of residences. Each hall has a warden and a number of assistant wardens who look after different activities. One will be for mess, one for maintenance, or 2 might be mess, 2 for maintenance if it is a big hall. And 1 will be for student welfare. All of this 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes, they are filled by the professors only. So we all take extra duty to help the institute, to help the students stay well inside the campus. Then come the managers and supervisors. They are the employees of the Hall Management Center, and mostly they are staying inside the hall at most of the times, and they are basically your first point of contact. Although officially the first point of contact is the warden, but practically these are the managers and supervisors whom you have to contact for any kind of queries, for any kind of problems, any kind of issues, you contact them. And in the office of the Hall of Residence, there will be 1 or 2 registers where you can write the complaints, which are very regularly examined, and it is ensured that the problem is resolved in the shortest time. And the Vice President of the Technology Student Gymkhana already talked about the hall representatives. So there are hall presidents, the second Senate member, then there are general secretaries. These are you people, means borders of the hall. So this is a chart which shows all the halls, starting from the maximum strength. The maximum strength is for the Lal Bahadur Shastri Hall, where mostly the first year BTech students are kept. Its capacity is 1,968, and Professor Prithviraj Day is the warden. The next one is the Bhimrao Ambedkar Hall with strength 1,613. Professor Gaurav Dhar Bhaumik is there. Then comes, so there are different kinds of halls. Triple M somehow is missing, Madan Mohan Malvi Hall. This should have been actually on the top. So somehow this is missing from there. So these are the halls and roughly the strength, what you have. This is the department-wise student distribution, so different kinds of departments with the total number of students, the number of UG, the number of RS, the number of PG. The old halls of residences, they don't have AC in the rooms, but we are trying to, or we have already installed ACs in common rooms, and we are trying to install ACs in common rooms of the other halls as well. These Savitri Bai Phule Hall 1 and 2 of 500 beds capacity each, they are fully air conditioned, and one Atal Bihari Vajpayee Hall, this one is also fully air conditioned, and few more halls they are coming which will be fully air conditioned. The mess service, there are two kinds of messes. One is the private HMC run mess itself, 9 in number, and then private messes, 17 in number. You get veg and non-veg food. There are two categories for the time being, and the menu is decided by the student council of the hall. For the time being, the cost per day, per person for the food is ₹118 plus GST. And we are trying to implement, from the guidance of the director, Professor Suman Chakravarti, we are going to implement another model where you will have a basic food and then top-up model. So basic plus top-up model. So you will have basic food which will be covered by your mess bill, while the top-up will be, it's like restaurant kind, and you will pay for this, whatever you want, you pay for that. And this Setu app, which was introduced earlier, you can order this food also on the Setu app and get it in your room. So we are trying to develop this. This is the website of the HMC, Hall Management Center. You can go there and see more details. And the rules and regulations pertaining to the halls where you stay and the Hall Management Center, they are given in this PDF file. So this you can get from the actually main website of the institute. There will be link. From there you can get these links and you can get all the information. I need not show all this because Rajesh has already covered. These are different halls. This is one Rangoli, which was sometime earlier, which was drawn. This is another Rangoli. Then yet another. This is also a glimpse. So this is a glimpse of illumination. This is another. Thank you very much.
Now we request our student volunteers to felicitate Professor Srivastav with bouquet and a memento.
Thank you, Professor, for familiarizing the students and parents with the hall system and the facilities and supports available with the hall of residence.
We encourage all students to participate responsibly in hall life, respect the established guidelines, and contribute towards creating a safe, inclusive, and supportive residential community.
Lunch will be served for students in their respective halls of residence.
The program will resume at 3 p.m. when students will visit their respective departments, schools, and centers.
The departmental visits will be coordinated by the faculty advisors and head of departments, schools, and centers.
Students are requested to report to their respective departmental buildings on time and follow the instructions communicated by their departments. Also, this is an announcement. Students who are yet to collect their kits and coupons for dinner, that is going to be held today in Gymkhana. Please collect it from Netaji Auditorium main entrance gate.
Thank you.
and
Have a wonderful afternoon.